Power Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom. Chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches through his threads of the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind.
Like the story of Dracula, or at least his origin story, as a tragedy.
We take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg's exposed. Marvel the DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. Where the narrators of myths.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, shapeshifter.
We dig for the gems,
Shapeshifter.
open the doors. It's a super breakdown, we're cracking the code.
Let's touch on Blackheart real quick. Just some shit and get.
From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck is this? What's this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is up, everybody? We're fucking back. We're fucking back. Holy shit. What's up, guys?
How y'all doing?
Chilling.
What is up? How's everyone been? Jay, let me bring your audio up just a little bit. Mic check for me real quick.
Yo.
Let me bring it up just a little bit more. Bring it up. Check it.
Yo.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Wow. Damn, it's been too goddamn long. For those of you who are just tuning in, I want to welcome you guys to the Super Breakdown podcast. We are motherfucking back, y'all. We are here to fucking stay this time. As you can see, we've had a lot of changes over the past few months. God damn, how long has it been?
It's been a minute.
Whew.
A while.
Yeah, let's not do that again. I didn't like that. At all. I felt like I got told to go to my room, like I was on punishment, like I couldn't come out of my room or some shit. I felt like I was put in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yes, Lord forbid. I said it wrong once, and my friend still never lets me hear the end of it.
Wait, what did you say wrong?
Nah, all I hear is I said that no one sits her in a corner. She yells puts. It's a whole thing. Just
oh man. But yo, how has everything been? How's it been for y'all for this last few months?
listen. I'm a year older. I'm a little bit wiser. I'm a little bit more determined to make some things work. Other than that, I'm chilling.
Yeah. You know, I feel the same way. Not a year older yet. Really soon though. But nah, yeah, man, I'm really fucking determined. I feel great. Man, the mini Max, she's just running around causing chaos now. So, like, I'm real, man. I don't know. I feel recharged. I feel energized. And I'm back. I feel back. Like I'm ready. All day, people have been asking me if I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Jay, how about you, man? How things been?
Oh man, hey, like Tank, I'm another year older, a little bit wiser. I'm trying to get some things accomplished, just like everyone else in the world. It's been a little bit tough, but hey, we just gotta keep moving along.
Yep, just like everybody else in the world, man. Guys, everybody. We're fucking back. I'm sorry. If you guys didn't see, I might just run it again just because I'm so fucking excited about it. We have a new intro. I know this is like our fourth one, but guess what? We're back. And this is the one that I'm pretty sure is going to stay because I really, really like this one. Again, we're also using a whole new platform. I've never used before, so I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing right now. But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get it going. But no, we got a new intro. It was really difficult to put together. I really like it. I really feel like it's a really us. But yeah, I'm gonna run it again. Let me know what y'all think of it. Let me know like if y'all can hear it. Let us know because we're learning here for this next run. And let us know what we can fix, what we can change. If there's anything that's not working right, that you guys, it's not looking right on things, just let us know. Just let us know. So I'm gonna run this one more time. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Power Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom, chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches through his plans in the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no flame behind.
Like the story of Dracula, or at least his origin story, as a tragedy.
We take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg's exposed. Marvel to DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. With the narrators of myths.
Oh my God.
Wow,
Anime battles, box
shapeshifter.
office wars, we
The
dig for the gems.
shapeshifter.
Open the doors, it's a super breakdown. We're cracking the code.
Let's touch on Blackheart real quick. Just some shit and get.
From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride.
Yeah, so please let me know what you guys think. Let me know what y'all think. I put a lot of time, a lot of effort into it. And again, I really didn't know what I was doing when I was doing it. I was just, letting it flow. No, man. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Triage, Jay, what y'all think?
Hey man, I think it's freaking awesome. It's a little touch of everything.
Yep. Anime battles, box office wars. Yeah, because honestly, and that's another reason why I like it too, because it literally is like, it really does feel like a little bit of everything, and it really explains what we do, how we do what we do, and why we do what we do. And it's fun, it's catchy, it's hip. It's hip. So I'm very, 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 very interested to see how everything goes from here.
I'm pumped.
Yes, I am as well. All right, so let's get into it. So if you guys hadn't seen, yes, so we are going over Wednesday season 1 and Wednesday season 2 in this episode. Man, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. I thoroughly enjoyed this show from beginning to end.
I did as well.
Like what? All right, so let's go from the beginning, right? Let's talk about this from the beginning. Or you know what? Let's go even further back before the beginning. Jay, you were saying that you actually told us earlier that you've been rewatching the original Addams Family show.
Yeah, the original television show. That's in black and white.
So without going into too much detail on the Netflix Wednesday, if you were going back and forth between the two, what are some of the different? Clearly, there's a lot of differences, but like, I don't know. Like, if you were to compare the two, like, how would you compare them?
Well, oh man, that's great. I mean, they're definitely different. You can tell with the original television show, you can tell that as you're watching it, it's that classic old school, like old style film humor, and it's a little bit dry, but it's really, really funny because you're watching it with a modern perspective now, and I think it's just really hilarious. Some of the things that they filmed back then. Comparing it with today, such a more modern show, or you can definitely take the exact aspects of certain things from the original television show and the original characters that they've kept, 30 years later.
I like that, and I can say it because there's like one scene in the first season of I believe it's at they're at the dance or whatever, and it went viral when it came out. It was when Jenna Ortega. Well, shout out to Jenna Ortega, for stepping into a role like this. Again, it's not too far out of her realm, because leading up to this, she's was in quite a few horror movies, scary movies, and stuff like that. So it didn't feel like out of weird. It didn't feel like off or anything. And that's what I really enjoyed about it. But there's some things that I remember from, again, I just want to point out, I wasn't there to watch the original as it was released. Okay. I'm only 30, about to be 31. I'm talking about when I watched old reruns with my grandfather and stuff like that, sitting on the couch. I see some of those aspects that have been, or not aspects, details, specific details that they brought over into the new Netflix Wednesday, the certain there's a character that we see on a regular basis in the older shows that we didn't see in Wednesday. Iggy. Right, so the entire for those who don't know, Iggy was like the hair creature that had the sunglasses and the bowler hat.
Cousin It.
Yeah, they called him Iggy on this one. And Uncle Fester in Wednesday season 1 called him what's that? Cousin Iggy. But it as well. But you get a cameo, right? Because I'm pretty sure they're like, it's gonna be a little goofy to bring in a character that's just hair into a show that we want to take a more serious and darker turn with. But again, that's a detail, an obscure detail too, from the original that they're bringing into the new. All right. What about you, Triage? What's because clearly you've watched some episodes of the original Addams Family. Pretty sure you weren't there. You were not there in the 60s. What it released, the original Addams Family released in what, I said 64 earlier.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, none of us were there. None of us were there.
Well,
we're 80s and 90s babies.
I contributed to the whole the passing of the torch from era to era, because one of the things I think is really cool is how certain things are passed down and they are handed from one generation to the next. Mm-hmm. I was saying recently how my mother was a big Batman fan when I was a kid, and I sat down and watched the Adam West Batman with her.
Oh,
and then I showed it to my niece. But the reason why I showed it to my niece is because my mom showed it to me, and my mother remembered watching it with her father. So it's it's a very similar thing, because I saw the Addams Families, the ones with Christina Ricci and Raul Julia, when I was a kid,
mm-hmm.
In the movie theater,
right?
Excuse me?
That was Family Values, right?
That was the sequel, yes, the second one. Yeah. So, yes. I saw the first two when I was a kid, and then I watched them with my niece. And then my niece has got to sit through the Wednesday series. So like I said, I just think it's really cool how it's becoming how a cultural phenomenon can get passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah. No, I understand completely what you're saying.
I 100% agree. Recently, I just showed my stepson Shrek for the first time not too long ago, and that's something that I know it's going. It's not. It's not the same. It is the same concept. Because I thoroughly Shrek is like hands down my favorite, one of my favorite films. I literally know it word for word. Literally while we were watching it, the wife literally looked at me and said, "Hey, can we watch the movie, please? Can we watch the movie? Because I'm saying every line. I'm literally repeating every single line from every single character." But I was blessed with the ability to, pass that down to my stepson. And now, now he's like, "Oh my God, Shrek's awesome. Shrek's amazing." Um, and there's been a few other shows that I've introduced him to as well. Specifically for me, Power Rangers as well. I love Power Rangers, and so I got now he's stuck into Power Rangers too because I got him, got him into it. Um, which and you know what? Which is interesting that you bring that up, Triage, because they do that same concept within the show itself with certain things, as we saw, bringing in actually have Christina Ricci. Oh, is it Ricky or Richie? Ricky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Christina Ricci be a character, an actual important character, in the show. Who, for those who don't know, Christina Ricci, as when she was a child actor, also played the role of Wednesday in in Triage for Said in those first two movies for the Addams Family, as Addams Family and Addams Family Values. So I thought that was amazing, an amazing nod to the original. And then, like I said, there's a scene where they're at a rave, and that scene that went viral with them dancing. There's a moment where you see Wednesday start doing this little stanky leg kind of thing with her leg. That is an homage to the original Wednesday from the show. There's a whole little dance scene, and she started getting it with that little leg. Um, awesome. That was a nice little plant. Brought it to the back. The little cameo for cousin It. I thought that was an amazing callback as well. Um,
Even the laugh that Uncle Fester has in the new series, like that
mhm.
laugh when he moves his shoulders up and down, like
Oh yeah,
he has,
he moves his whole body when he
yeah,
laughs.
yeah, like that. He has a laugh in the original series too.
No, and again, like things like that, like absolutely amazing. I think things like stuff like that is absolutely amazing. That they're bringing those little tiny things, bringing them into the new one to make to you really feel like for the new people watching, you're like, oh, this is cool. But then for the older people, you're watching like, oh, it makes it feel familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Because certain things don't age well. We know that certain things don't translate well from one media to another. But
Mhm.
making things come full circle and make it still be valid and appreciated, especially the way society's changed so much in the last few decades, is speaks volumes to the material and how it's received.
Oh, majorly,
Mm.
majorly. Um, yeah. So before I even get into, I gotta give a shout out to the cast, dude. The cast of this show, let's
Phenomenal
just
cast.
phenomenal. Man, just going off. So just starting with season one alone, Jenna Ortega from man, she absolutely dominated 2024. 2024 was Jenna Ortega's year, man. Like, dude, from Miller's Girl to Beetlejuice. And then again, Wednesday was going on at the same time. Like her IMDb is stacked, and they're all and like I don't think she's had a flop. She hasn't had a flop in mad long. So like 2024, what we had, Miller's Girl. Then there was that short the short thing. I forgot what that one was called. But then she had Winter, Spring, Summer, or Fall. She was in a few music videos with Sabrina Carpenter. Got Beetlejuice, and then this year alone, Death of a Unicorn with Paul Rudd. Right, she was in a music video with The Weeknd. Then you had Hurry Up Tomorrow, and then of course Wednesday, of course. Like she has just been going insane. And then now on top of that, she has pretty much become the new main character of the Scream movies, of the Scream franchise.
So yeah, she's been on a roll. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Yeah, absolutely. But not to mention, like, all her previous roles, as a child star before she even got any of these big serious stuff. Like, it was because you guys know that she was a Disney kid. Yeah,
I wasn't aware of that actually. Yes.
Yep, she was a Disney kid. She also in Jane the Virgin. She also played young Jane in Jane the Virgin.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I never seen it either, but I heard it was solid. I heard it was solid. It's not made for us. But yeah, so she's just been on an absolute roll from Scream to Studio 66 to X, American Carnage, so to a bunch of little kid shows to the next Scream movie. It goes on. So yeah, so Jenna Ortega off rip, and then on top, then we had Emma Myers, who's recently been blowing up, especially on Netflix. You guys, I highly recommend watching A Good Girl's Guide to Murder on Netflix.
Jesus Christ!
It sounds crazy, but it's a mystery. It's like a mystery movie. And like it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I watched it with my wife. She started watching it, and then I was like, let me see what we got here. And then she was Minecraft movie as well, so she's been on a roll. And then let's not forget the big heavy hitters. Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
Oh.
You need to take 5?
Yeah, I need a minute. Can you take it from here?
Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was a very interesting casting for Morticia, but she has taken that character and very much made it her own. I thought that was really, really, really very well done.
It was so well done. But that just speaks to Catherine Zeta-Jones as an actor as well. Her being able to step into a role like this and just really truly make it her own. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful woman, beautiful actor. Nothing but high praise for her. Then Gwendolyn Christie, right? Gwendolyn Christie. For those of you who don't know, Gwendolyn Christie, oh my god, what was her character's name in Game of Thrones?
Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne of Tarth. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I loved her.
The diversity that she has is phenomenal.
Oh, the range. Oh my god, the range. But then she was also she's also Lucifer in Sandman.
Yes.
Yep, she's Lucy in Sandman. What else? There was something else I just recently seen her. Oh, she was in Star Wars Force Awakens as well. She played the
Phasma?
Yeah, Phasma. Yeah, Captain Phasma. Yeah. So, my god, she's an amazing. Then, if we're talking about the parents, if we're talking, when we talk Morticia, we gotta talk Gomez, right? Luis Guzman. Oh my god, I love this man. He is hilarious. I love his acting. It's so funny. He's such a method actor. Like him playing Gomez Addams, I feel like he brings his own level of charm with it while still paying homage to Raul.
Now, hot take.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's a bad casting choice at all. I think he's done very well.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they've let him flesh that character out.
Oh, absolutely. You are so correct. You are so correct. I feel like his character has been being flushed out by Morticia. Like we find out about him in his past, not ever really from him. We find out everything really from Morticia. Like
Yeah,
even in the
that's true.
second season, when they're going in talking about Isaac and stuff like that, he doesn't really tell too much. But now we find out that this man has committed 2 murders.
Mm.
Well, technically one.
I
No,
mean,
because Morticia killed the dude the first time, and he took the blame for it. But
but
again, it
even
was
then,
also
man, I
self
mean,
defense.
did he really kill him? Did he really?
He really, to be honest, he really didn't. It is crazy how it always ends up turning around to find out that he really didn't kill them.
Oh
Because
Lord!
if you look at in the first season, Morticia really didn't kill him either. Kill the Garrett dude, the Gates dude either. Because come to find out, remember he had Nightshade on him, and that got broken and it poisoned him. So he was already dying. He was gonna die anyways.
Yeah,
That's
From the Nightshade.
true.
so you argue that in court.
They did, and they won.
Oh God! But I definitely agree that that there definitely could have been a little bit more working with that part. But
Yeah.
Like you said, I think he's a great actor. I would like to see a little bit more of a flushing out of his character. Now, hopefully, they will address that because David, it's confirmed apparently that Fester's getting his own spinoff.
Ooh, really now?
Yes. So
Wow, I was not aware of that.
the big thing with them two is that Fester and Gomez are brothers, and while being very similar, they're also extremely different. So, and the thing that's always been shown, at least from what I've absorbed from the media, is that a lot of the stuff that goes on is defined by their relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then hell, if we're talking about Fester, we got to talk about Fred Armisen. Like, all right. So he's an actor that you know by face. He's one of those actors that you know by face, not by name. Right? And because I was like, man, who is this guy? I see him in this, I see him in that, but then like I never really knew his name. So like some of the stuff that he's been in, he was in Anchorman, Forever. He was in the Super Mario movie as well. He's in Big
Like the
Mouth.
old school one?
Wait, Super Mario?
Wait,
No.
I was going to say. I was talking about the live action one. I was like, whoa, hold on.
No. The Dictator. I don't think he's played a lead role though. I haven't seen him play like the lead role in really anything really. But but he's always there. He's one of those people that are like he's always there. And I'm trying to think of something that like he's played like the lead in.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
No, yeah, I can't think of anything he's ever been like the full lead in. But he's always there though. I don't know. But I still love I love his acting. I love his acting. For the people who've watched what we do in the shadows, that TV series, what is it? FX, I believe. About all the vampires, and the one dude pretended to be a vampire but really a vampire hunter, whatever. He was in that for I'm looking at his IMDb currently, and the only thing that he's had a long-standing run on is Saturday Night Live.
Huh.
That's really more so what he's known for is Saturday Night Live.
That's funny.
Yeah. But his acting is on fucking point. I love him as an actor. He's awesome. He's funny. And then again, like I said, just with being on Saturday Night Live, you have to have a certain level of chops. You have to have a certain level of chops.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a. If you watched it back in the day, it was good. If you watch it now, at least knowing kind of like the level of bullshit that they have.
Only certain skits. Certain skits are pretty funny. But
Yeah,
like the original show, it really isn't what it used to be.
no, the show's really not what it used to be at all. But yeah, and then now going into season 2, we get added. Billy Piper gets added. For those of you who have ever watched Penny Dreadful, she was the
Oh
bride in
yeah.
Frankenstein. And then of course, he plays Dean. He plays not the dean, that the headmaster, Steve Buscemi. Like, you can't go wrong casting Steve Buscemi in anything. I mean, like, have you ever watched a bad Steve Buscemi movie?
Don't think so.
No, can't say I have.
Nope. Yeah, me either. And then another one of the young actors I really want to point out is Percy Hines White. He plays Xavier, right? He's the one that he's able to make whatever he draws come to life, while also being kind of psychic a little bit too, since his dad's psychic. I want to give him a shout out because not a lot of people know that he played Andy Strucker.
Oh yeah,
half
the
of
Gifted.
Fenrir. Yep, and Gifted. And I can't even say Marvel's Gifted, but yeah, in Gifted. One half of Fenrir, which is one of the most how do I even say it? Fucking nuclear characters that I've seen in a while in a TV series.
We never did an episode about Gifted, did we?
We never did. We talked
No.
we've talked about it thoroughly in a lot of episodes, but never actually did one fully on Gifted. Just solely on Gifted. God, they gotta bring that shit back, man. That shit was so good. Man, they opened up so many doors. So many damn doors. But yes, so it's been absolutely amazing watching this show because of, like I said, the connection to the original, bringing into the new age. It's been extremely fucking fun to watch this. Now, if we were to break it down and get more into the details, of the show, when we start the show off, we start season 1 off. We're introduced to Wednesday Addams, getting kicked out of her current school, or current high school, for setting piranhas loose in a school pool that resulted in one student losing a testicle, because they decided to bully her brother. Yeah. I don't really know where to go from there with that one, but yeah.
I mean, I get it because I got a big sister. Excuse me, I have big sisters, and while I love those bitches and can't stand them at the same time,
yeah.
Hi Fern, hi Ray. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Like me, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest, so I can definitely understand having to be that one to step in and be like, you did what? To who? I'm the only one that gets to fuck with my family. I'm the only one that gets to, just like you. Like you said, you just called your sisters a certain name, right? You can call them that, but damn sure if anybody else called them that, their head's coming off.
Yeah.
Clean. Like, you ever seen somebody get punched so hard their head comes off and the wound's cauterized because the fist was moving so fast it had the heat of the sun on it?
Insanity.
Same thing with me. Did I say some shit to my sisters? And I can say that. So I can understand that, honestly, and I don't think she went too far.
Nah,
She caused some child his testicles. Listen, I don't know about y'all gentlemen, all right, but me and my fellas, we have a relationship, all right, and there is no situation where I want to part with my boys.
No, listen. Now, you say that as someone who's not a douchebag, right? Right? But now, you got to remember, like, the guys that she did this to, is a douchebag. He's somebody that doesn't care about anybody else, feels that they're above and better than everyone else. A prick, if you will. So I
This
mean,
is
like,
true. It's
if you're
very
that
true.
big of a dick, do you really need that many balls?
That's insanity. Oh my
That's
god.
Insanity.
that's
There's this,
that's like
because you have to agree with me that there's some people who just don't need to procreate and
No, no,
reproduce.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with
I
that.
do agree with that.
And that's where she's coming from. I see where she's coming from. There's just some people that just shouldn't. There's just some people that just shouldn't. So I feel like she didn't go overboard. You fuck with my family. Whatever happens after that is at your own, yeah, it's at your own risk. You know what I'm saying? You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Simple as that. Like, seriously, you fucked with a kid, and I'm pretty sure they had a pretty good understanding of the type of person that Wednesday Addams was. Because I'm pretty sure she had been going there for some time before that. But here's the thing, and this is the thing that I'm pretty sure that all high schoolers know. You don't fuck with the goth kid.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, this is true.
And most of all, you don't fuck with the goth kid's family.
I mean, yeah.
So I'm just saying, losing a nut, it could have been worse. He could have lost his life. She could have kidnapped him and tortured him. I'd say he got off pretty easy.
Listen, all right, we can put this in the poll and leave it in the comments. All right, fellas, anyone out there, how many of y'all would be okay with losing a nut?
Whoa, nobody asked if he was okay.
That's all right then. All right then. See,
Nobody asked if he was okay.
you're trying to say like there's a lesser of two evils here, and I don't think there is, my guy.
No, from the outside looking in. Of course, he's not going to see it that way at fucking all. But from the outside looking in, he got away pretty easy. Because the shit that I would do to someone who fucked with my family, he got away pretty easily. In my professional, psychotic opinion. Moving on. So her parents take her out of the school. Well, no, she gets kicked out of the school. And then gets put in. Her parents decide that it'll be good for her to go to Nevermore, which is the school, essentially their alma mater, the high school that they went to. And if you were to imagine the Charles Xavier School for gifted students, for gifted children, if they were all related to the, original classic monsters. You got vampires, you got werewolves, you got gorgons, you got a whole menagerie of shit in there. Like, if it goes bump in the night, somebody that is, somebody related to the bump in the night is there, right? But more so than that, and this is a big topic that I wanted to touch on in this show, was the world that they introduced us to of Wednesday Addams. This world that she lives in, this universe, like werewolves, vampires, and all shit spooky that go bump in the night is a common occurrence.
All that shit's real.
Yeah, like, and it's not like, gotta hide them away up in this castle for school over inside. No, everyone knows that werewolves are real, vampires are real. They know that all these different creatures are real and are, air quote, accepted. You know what I mean? It's accepted.
Surprised America hasn't tried to weaponize them in the show yet.
Well, I think that's something that they kind of touched on in season 2, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So,
yes, you're absolutely right.
So like my whole thing is like, is like from that aspect is like, okay, it makes sense because it's like we can't do away with these things completely. We can never get away. We can never quote unquote get rid of them. And it's one of those things like where I think like where it's one of those situations of what society tries to label you as opposed to what you actually are.
Yeah.
And you know,
Ooh, yeah.
with so many people from so many different walks of life nowadays, and from different orientations to different views to different journeys, it's like, you know, if anything, it's always you have to be in this box. And the second you're outside of this box, you're quote unquote no longer in the norm. So it's like for this show to be like, all right, we celebrate the different and it's accepted in as far as culture goes. But even with it being quote unquote accepted, it's not so much accepted as it is acknowledged.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Oh, that's the word right there. Acknowledged. It's acknowledged.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Because I was only gonna, if I was gonna bring it back, right? The way I see the way I see her universe currently as it stands, at least now as since the world that we're introduced to, when we're introduced to it in season 1, I see this world as if it's like maybe about like 6. If I was to relate to like our world, I would say this is like imagine a few years after segregation was pushed out.
Sweet Christmas. Where are you about to go with this?
No, think about it. You know, like, all right, like we still weren't accepted, right? We still weren't accepted. We were tolerated and acknowledged, but we still weren't accepted. And I feel like that's the world that Wednesday is in. They're in a world where the outcasts are, like you said, acknowledged, not accepted, because majority of the people that the normies that they as they would say don't fuck with them. We see the racism, we see the hell, we even see a lot of classism in this as well. So that's the way I see like, if you were to imagine the way the world, the way America was shortly after segregation, it's like, all right, fuck it, they're here, fine, we got to deal with it. And even then, and as you find out that the mayor Jericho only really fucks with them because Nevermore motherfuckers, everyone that's going to Nevermore is rich, and it's the money that they get from Nevermore, taxes and shit, that pays for the city, for the town that they're in.
Yeah, that's a true point.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said. That's why the headmaster and the mayor have a more so of an alliance. She's like, you keep this shit quiet, all right? We keep helping you and paying for your your town and shit. You don't fuck with us, we don't fuck with you. We just keep that barrier kind of thing there, and we'll try to slowly work together a little bit more. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? What do you think about that analogy, Triage?
So I appreciate the whole underhanded double blind. It's not what you really think, because there's a quote unquote goal here that we have to accomplish, and we have to work together, in my air quotations. So I can always appreciate that. But my whole thing is also like, is it so much that we have to work together, or is it so much that we're going to work together? Like, let's be honest, man. And this is the thing I thought that's really interesting about the show, is because while if you look at other lore when it comes to some of these monsters, they are extremely powerful or extremely dangerous. But with a lot of these characters, their natures have been toned down or turned down.
I know exactly where you're going with it. Go ahead.
So it's like, if we're just talking about Jericho itself, and Jericho is a rather small town. I never took it as it being like no big city. You know what I mean?
No, it's definitely a small podunk kind of thing.
So okay. So if we say there's 50 states in the United States, and how many Jerichos are there? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like how many little towns where this is a thing?
Yeah.
Now, all you need is that Gillard Grindelwald or that Voldemort or that one person who goes, yeah, we're not going to do this no more.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that's scary.
And then you got the masses rallied and it turns into a whole thing. Like, once again, that fanatical cult leader who can make everyone listen, that's the guy you got to worry about.
Season 2?
Nah, but see,
too much?
He wasn't so much that as it was
he was more
he was more money manipulative type shit. Like, I'm talking about someone who genuinely feels like, yo, we're superior. That's the end of it.
Yeah, like seeking power for power.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, now, once again, like I said, a lot of these characters are toned down, but it's like a pack of wolves, the sirens, be the Navy. Listen, man, it just goes on and on and on. But the thing also is that if these two sides do wind up going to war, what does that look like for everyone else who's involved?
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, I like the fact that it's like, you know, like you said, how you related to the X-Men. Like, is it tolerance or is it acceptance?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, you guys can have your few acres and the mules as long as y'all stay over there?
Honestly, no, that's exactly what it is. At least in season 1, that's exactly as it's portrayed. Every once a year, you'll come in town and we'll show solidarity together. But in actuality, it's an event that puts money in both of us pockets. Other than that, y'all stay on the hill, we stay in town.
Right? And then it's like, whenever one side ventures to the other, somebody usually winds up dead. And it's not even on no malicious type shit. It's just like some wild shit that happened.
Accident. Complete. Yeah.
Like, oh, honey, we're going to go for this midnight stroll in the woods. And next thing you know, someone's gutted from stem to stern. Their intestines are hanging from a tree.
Yeah, exactly. And I 100% agree with like what you said about, you know, them being toned down. Toned down. Oh, shout out to Gamers Haven. What is up? What is up? We doing good. We are back. We are back. Nice to see y'all. Nice to see y'all. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, it's man, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like you said, some of the characters being toned down. Specifically, one character I'm thinking of specifically are the Gorgons, because we actually find out that their stoning ability is temporary; it wears off.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
Again, from all the mythology that we know, that's not how it happens. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes, we are so glad to be back. You know, we're learning the ropes of this new program the best we can. I might tap in with you a little bit to see if you can help me, learn more about this thing. This thing is weird. But yeah. And I love how like each kind of like group, I would say, is given their own level of characteristics. They said that a few of the vampires have been there for decades. So a few of the vampire students have been there for decades.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that was a nice little haha. But and then like what was it? It was the sirens were supposed to be like the preppies, the preps, the upperclassmen or whatever like that. And then we had the and then the Gorgons, they were related to as the stoners because you know they stone and stuff like that. So I found that really cool, them giving them like kind of like and really trying really hard to like relate it to like how actual high school really is, because you have all those different groups Yeah, cliques. Exact. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. You have all these different cliques and shit like that, and none of them usually really fuck with each other. You'll usually have like one person from each clique that is really that is like that dabbles in a little bit of each one of them in one way, shape, or form. So I found that cool. Really fucking cool. Let's get into do you guys got any more on that?
Well, I mean, not really. Just how you were saying, how they compare the school to an actual like high school is interesting, and like with all the friend groups being different monsters and
Well,
each having their own personality. But I think what Tank stated, like their kids, right?
Yeah.
Their kids and their personalities, it's like it makes them they're not monsters, they're just people.
Yep. What we're gonna say, Triage?
so my thing is also with the school though, is the school really a school?
Oh,
Hmm.
oh,
So
Hmm.
so one of the things that I've been thinking about looking after rewatching it again, because are you guys caught up on Gen V or no?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I haven't
So
watched it.
one of the many things that we've talked about, like especially since like we've graduated, me and my boys, is that one of the things about schooling is that school doesn't necessarily teach you how to quote unquote take care of yourself. It teaches you to go work for corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you know how to read, you know how to write, they'll have your basic math, but it's like a lot of the
Teaches you
stuff.
how to be a part of the machine.
Yes, and it's like how that's one of the many issues with modern day society is that when you look at schooling, does schooling truly prepare you for the real world? Does it truly tell you how to take care of yourself? Now, once again, algebra is cool, but tell me how to balance a checkbook. You know what I mean?
Show me how to pay taxes.
Show me how not to pay taxes. Fuck paying taxes. Show me how not to pay taxes. Teach me the value of my credit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes. Big part.
Like there's so much stuff that like in hindsight you don't truly get or know until you're in your 20s, 30s that you should have known at like 15, 16 or even younger than that. Now, once again, I get a lot of that on your parents to fall back on to teach you, but it's like,
they're not taught it.
But even then, some of us get that talk. You know the talk I'm talking about, and then some of us take sex ed. It's all depends.
Yeah.
So
I got both. It was both.
So the point I'm trying to make though is like when you look at the school, like he said, certain people have been there for certain amounts of time. It's one of those things like where are you quote unquote conforming because you're different to a society that already hates and fears you, or is it teaching what you need to tackle that shit head on?
And you know what? And I think this is perfect. That's perfect to bring us over into talking about season 2, because I feel like that was the real big difference between Principal Weems and Principal Dort. Right, from Gwendolyn's character, Principal Weems, to Steve Buscemi's character, Principal Dort. When you look at the way they were going about things, Weems was working on assimilation, right? Getting their students ready to assimilate to the normie world while still embracing their outcast ability. She was trying to assimilate both. She was trying to get the normies accustomed to the outcast and outcasts accustomed to the normies.
She actually genuinely cared about her and her group of people that she belonged to.
Yes.
And in season 2, I mean, he was just in it for himself.
Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't care at all. But what he preached was, and this is something that I do believe was something that was true to the character and not a part of his manipulation. He truly felt like outcasts were better. and
That
we're the
is true.
superior race. And yet, and you see what he does is that he's not about. We're not going to this assimilation shit. We're not going to what the fuck was it? The jamboree, whatever from season 1, the where she burnt down, she melted the statue and shit like that. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. No. We're doing our own shit. We're doing our own celebrations to celebrate our own people for the shit from our own culture and stuff like that. Like he was like, granted, he didn't care at all as much as Principal Weems did about the students themselves, right? But
Yeah.
he most definitely cared. He definitely cared about being an outcast in general. He had a lot of pride about in being an outcast.
I don't know if I can co-sign that one because it's like
Really,
he cared as long as it made him rich. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had an ability and he was going to profit from it. He was going to profit from other people. Like that's no different from the dude who lied about being a Jigsaw victim only for Jigsaw to pop up was like, yeah, my nigga, you were never tested, so here, bro, I'm about to chuck you in the deep end and see how well you swim. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like he can spew that whole we're quote unquote superior, everything else, but as long as he got rich from it, as long as he stayed in control, it's like that's not what matters. Like you read the Path of Destruction, you read the Rule of Two, so it's like Bane's whole thing was the legacy of the Sith. He didn't care about this whole camaraderie. He didn't care about what it was to quote unquote work together to achieve a goal. He realized what the strengths of the dark side were. He embraced them. He had a goal. He had a mission, and he moved it on. And then once he set out on that path of what it was he wanted to do, there was no turning back. Now, once again, I quote unquote get the message that like he wanted to convey that to them, but it's like he wasn't doing it like the way like a Killmonger did. He didn't do it the way a Magneto did. He didn't do it like to the point where it's like we're quote unquote superior. Let's show them we're superior. It's like we're superior. Let's embrace this unity. So now there can be a profit that can be made from it. Like, nah, that's not.
You know what? You're very, very right. Yeah. So yeah, let me. I'd change that to what I said. I'd change that to he.
All of his actions were just in his self-interest because
but he was still certainly proud of being an outcast. Because look, did you see what you saw? What you toasty? He roasted that motherfucker up in the head office for saying some weird, for calling him a freak. He was like, oh, really? And just and scorched earth.
But was it so much? Was it so much he was insulted, or was it what he knew?
I think in that moment, because I mean, well, if you really thinking about what he knew, he should have toasted him as soon as the whole scheme fell apart. As soon as the scheme started to fall apart, he would have toasted him. But I feel like in that moment, because he was still going with the scheme, like, oh, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then homeboy stepped out of line, started disrespecting him, called him a freak, and I feel that in that moment he was insulted. It was like, all right, I've dealt with your normie self. Well, no, he wasn't a normie. No, he was. What was he? He was, because he met him in a bar.
Yeah, but I think he was.
Was he normal?
He was a normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I think. Yeah. I'm pretty. Yeah. He was a normie. Yeah. He 100% was. Yeah. You're right. You're right. He just so happened to work in a bar that has that had sirens and stuff. Because again, everybody is together in this. When it comes to in this show. But yeah, I truly feel like it was him being insulted in that moment that made him really be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm about to get all this bread from Madame Frump, and that's gonna be all I need to, live. I don't need you no more. Bye.
Basically.
Yeah. All right, that I really feel like it was him being insulted. I really do feel like he had a lot of a lot of outcast pride. But again, like you said, he was using it for his benefit. Because even look at when it came to the whole battle between them and for the camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he really cared, if he really was like that, then he would have just said, oh, really? Y'all want this area? Okay, kids, uh, y'all go play in the woods real quick. I'll handle this. Don't worry about it. Y'all go, turn the other way, and he would have just roasted them all, and nobody
Uh,
would have knew a thing.
but see, I would say no to that because that's all perception with the character. So, like, you gotta remember, his whole thing was you're looking over here while I'm doing this.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
that's
going to see me get my hands dirty. And
yeah,
even if I did, there'd be no clue that I did it.
exactly. But that's the thing. The kids would have went off. They would have came back. Everybody would have been gone, and he would have just been like, "Yeah, I talked it out with the camp guy. We said they're gonna reschedule."
Yeah, so I'm supposed to believe that they wouldn't smell the burning bodies. Yeah, all right. Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's
You got, you
true.
got, you got a pack of werewolves who
Because
aren't gonna know what happened.
Well, well, that's the thing though, because it doesn't seem like they. I don't know. They haven't, and that's another thing. When it comes to the werewolves, they never really show them using too much of their abilities outside of werewolf form. Yet again, the only werewolves we actually see transform are Enid and then Wednesday when she is Enid.
yeah,
This is true, but and this is one of the reasons why I say like certain things aren't necessarily clarified as like power scoping, but
Yeah, yeah. And then Enid, the one clearly, we see her pop claw all the time, right? She pops claw regularly because again, her character is supposed to be that late bloomer werewolf. Like she's still not in a lot of control. But again, you even find out they have looping cages there. They literally have a whole section just for the werewolves to go to on a full moon, right? But
yeah.
like, yeah, you never really see them like. I'm just saying they're werewolves. Where's that super strength at? They should be, you know, jumping over shit. They're able to climb walls. If she can make her claws come out like that, they can do the same thing, right? The only time we really see her use her werewolf abilities not transformed is like in season 1 where she pulls open the door to the crypt because it was stuck. Or no, I
Mhm.
think it was the house or something like that. Whatever. She used, he was like, Tyler was like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" She's like, "Werewolf." But even then, it didn't look like it was really that much. It just looked like she pulled it enough times for it to open.
But that's also one of them things, like you say, it's the concept of super strength. Like, you remember, Batman pulling on a door and Superman pulling on a door, two different things.
Exactly. And that's
But
how it should have been in that situation. It should have even looked more like, in that instance, the door should have came off the hinges instead of
eh,
just opening because it was an old door. It was old. Tyler almost had it open. If you would have pulled like 2 more times, it would have opened. But she pulled like 3 times. And that's another thing. If it was super strength, if she was able to use that super strength, why she had to pull the door 3 times?
Eh,
but it's also one of those things, like I said, this goes back to what I meant when I said, is it teaching them and preparing them for the world, or is it teaching them to control themselves? Because control is the whole thing with Xavier. You don't control your powers control you. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like the whole thing is if you've been told your entire life to hold back because, Lord forbid you fuck around and break something doing something very simple, it's like she might, and you got to remember, her whole thing was Eden was a late bloomer.
Yeah. Yep.
So if she's still
yeah.
tapping into her power and then come to find out her potential actually is a lot higher than what most people thought to begin with.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That little twist for her was lovely, and I highly enjoyed that twist for her.
Other than the fact she's kind of stuck.
Yeah, in a way, yeah,
Well,
she was. Now she sucked. But apparently that was a part of the whole lore in general. You know, you transform underneath the full moon as as an awakened alpha. You're not
Although,
you're not able to change
although,
that.
in a sense, it does prove that she's an alpha.
No, what's gonna prove if she's an alpha is next season when she does get back into her human form and she fucking takes over the pack at school.
Mm. Well, you never know. This could be like a whole Scott McCall thing. She might not even want to quote unquote want that pack. She might make her own.
Well, she technically has her own. This is a whole Scott McCall situation. It already is because she said at the end of season 2, she's like, if I'm an alpha are as strong as his pack. You are my pack. Wednesday and what's her name? Agnes.
So perfect example.
The invisible chick.
Yes.
Which I kind of liked her character after, when she broke out of the whole I want to be Wednesday shit. I really liked her character.
Yeah.
And, I personally enjoyed that whole dance number. My bad, guys. I dropped my mic. Mic drop. Mic drop. I didn't even say nothing cool. Mic drop. But the whole dance number as well, I really enjoyed that. And I really, the potential of Agnes's powers is fucking crazy. Because here's the thing. Oh, whoa. I'm thinking. All right, so spoilers coming up for anyone who hasn't watched it. Now, so we find out that Agnes was Wednesday's stalker, right? Because at the end of season 1, she gets the text messages, blah, blah, blah. Stalker. Right? So that means Agnes was there the whole first season.
I don't know, because that's not necessarily confirmed or denied, because it's like they never said whether or not her stalking is a result of everything that happens during the first season. Because it's one of those things like where, if you allude the first season to being like freshman year, just for sake of argument.
Mm-hmm. Or remember, the year doesn't finish. That was mid semester.
Oh, so even then, so all right, so you figure the school year starts in September, ends in fucking what, June? So you figure if that was them coming back from their Christmas break, that's just like the example of excuse me. That's like no example of you become what's the local word? Fascinated with the upperclassmen or the captain of the football team or the popular kid who's cool. And then the next thing you know, you start to idolize them. So it's as far as her being there during the first season, she might have physically been at the school, but I don't think she was paying her that much attention until after the events of the first season.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Because remember, we didn't know she had a stalker until the ending. So remember, Wednesday started mid-semester, right? All that happens, they didn't finish the school year. Because after all that happened, Principal Weems is dead. Tyler and stuff, that the campus was burnt and shit like that. They closed the school. They didn't finish that year. And I just realized that. I literally finished watching it maybe 2 hours ago. They never finished the year.
Huh.
Yep. So I'm seeing it as exactly that. Agnes, after everything that happened at the end of the first season, now because remember, all those pictures were before the picture that she sent her via text message at the end. They were all before things went sideways, right? So she could have even just been, because only reason I think about this, because there's just one scene in season 1 that still doesn't make too much sense to me, right? It's a scene where Enid and Ajax are supposed to go on that date, their first date, right? and he doesn't show
Yep.
up because he accidentally stones himself in the shower.
Yeah.
Did the tower really fall?
Well, he puts a towel over the mirror before he gets in the shower.
Mm-hmm. But did the towel really fall?
Wait, are you insisting that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh boy.
Because remember,
Oh,
she had a vendetta against Enid for being Wednesday's best friend, because she wanted to be Wednesday's best friend.
So what? She caused Ajax to stone himself just to have these things spiral out of a bit. Listen, the level of a Machiavellian shit you're talking about right now is insane.
But remember, she had been studying Wednesday.
I mean,
So I know it's a bit of a stretch, but just looking at it, like, really, how, like, why, like, how would the towel have fell, right? Just looking at the way it didn't look like it fell. It was pulled.
I mean, you might
Right.
not be wrong. I mean, this could be some shit that we find out later on. It'll cause an issue.
possible.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't
Very
know.
possible.
And again, we don't know. She goes invisible. She could have been there the whole time. Come to find out, it was Agnes all along.
Oh my
Ooh.
God. Oh God.
Oh boy.
All right, let's dive in. Let's dive more into season 2, though. All right, well, whatever. So let me run through season 1 real quick. So season 1, whatever. Wednesday gets there. There's a whole bunch of shit going on. There's motherfuckers start dying and shit. There's some spooky shit going on. She's trying to figure out why the fuck motherfuckers is dying. Why the fuck is that motherfucker trying to come at her? Then she finds out a prophecy or some shit that she's supposed to fight some weird pilgrim ass looking nigga and save the school. Well, or they said she's destined to destroy the school. Whatever. Goes on a whole journey. Whatever. Trying to find out. Was that a sneeze?
I dropped my mic.
Oh. Copy. Kind of find out the boy that likes her and that she kind of likes back is the homicidal maniac monster has been running around killing shit called a Hyde. She makes a whole bunch of friends. Yay, great. Kind of find out it's one of the teachers. Christina Ricci character plays, who is actually the one that's controlling the Hyde. Hyde as in Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And she is from a family that is extremely fucking racist and bigoted towards outcasts and wants them all to burn in hell. And so she's goes through all this just to summon back the number one bigot and and racist to kill all of the outcasts that are there. Wednesday goes forth, ends up meeting up with one of her ancestors, gives her the power, and then, to do what she got to do. She stops the pilgrim, saves the school, all set, right? Fast forward season 2, because we are on a bit of a time crunch. Fast forward to season 2, she returns. She's incredibly bitchy this season. I'm sorry. I do have to say, but again, like we spoke earlier, zebra, stripes, they don't change, which makes sense because she's in black and white. But yeah, season 2, I've got to say, I feel like the plot for season 2 was not even nearly as thick as the plot for season 1.
Well,
I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, but I wasn't too gripped. I wasn't incredibly gripped.
I think it was with. Oh no, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. You got it.
I mean, I was gonna say, I think that there's definitely going to be another season coming.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think it's really building into her family, and I think that there was a lot of undertone in season 2 and prelude to things that may be happening and secrets that are in her family that she's going to learn and find out about.
I mean, yeah, shit. That seems like all. It really feels like a lot of what she's been dealing with is some shit her parents did.
Well, here's
I
a
Go ahead.
question. What is Wednesday's power?
She's what's the word?
A raven.
Yeah, they call her a raven, but her power is she has visions.
So I take it as the raven is a form of precog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, there's two. There's ravens and there's doves. Raven precog see the bad shit. Dove precog see the good shit. Her mom sees all good stuff.
Well, but this is my thing. So my question is, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are the others? Like, for example, I understand that they're still flushing out the different, let's say, the different cliques of the school because
I see what you're saying. Where are the other ravens? I remember them saying that ravens are rare.
But even then, they're so the only one to graduate from the school was her mother?
No, her grandmother graduated too. They said there's only been they said there's not many ravens that have been there. There was the one teacher that taught her grandmother that was a raven as well. And that's the person that Lady Gaga plays. Who I gotta say, magnificent. I loved that character and I loved that role for her. That was like perfect for her.
I think I know what the secret is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also forgot about her aunt. Her aunt's a raven too.
All right. Aunt Delilah.
No, not Delilah.
Or Delia.
Was it Delia? I thought it was Ophelia.
Ophelia, sorry. Yeah, Ophelia.
Was it Ophelia?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. I see what you're saying, but it's just I see what you're saying, Ting. But I'm pretty sure they said that ravens, like, there's other precogs that come there, but a raven is like top tier precog. Like ravens and doves are like top tier precogs, or like the strongest, the strongest people within there. There's people that can, because remember, homeboy that, like I said, Xavier, he was a precog too, because he was drawing shit that he saw in his dreams and stuff like that. That came out to be true. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean,
so ravens and doves are essentially, if you were to power scale, like there's precogs. Let me put it this way. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. If we were to put it in mutant concept and stuff like that, ravens and doves would be like omega level, or the same as omega level mutants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Not many mutants are omega level. There's not a lot of them. But I believe the other thing too with ravens is that if they don't control their power, they go mad. So yeah, that's probably why there's also not a lot of ravens, because a lot of them are probably dead.
It's possible.
You see what I'm saying, Triage?
Yes. So, but my whole thing was like, if her ability is quantified to that, it's like there's no system in place for that. There's nothing they've done as far as that goes. Like, you're trying to tell me these motherfuckers got looping cages, but they haven't figured out a way to keep someone or help someone move forward with that ability. It don't matter whether it's rare or not. It's the fact that it's like they know it exists.
Yeah, they did. And that's why they had because remember Lady Gaga's character that she plays, she was a professor there, and that was her thing. Right? She was a raven, and that was her. That's she was teaching her grandmother and stuff like that until her grandmother got a little too big for her britches and was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm strong enough. I can do this," and just stop paying attention. Because remember that's what she said. She said your grandmother had potential to be one of the strongest ravens I've ever taught, but her hubris got the best of her.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then she looked at Winston and was like, and it seems like you may be no different. You know what I mean? So I think what it was is like they hadn't had a raven, because remember that's over 30 years, because her parents went there 30 years ago. So if her grandmother went there, that's like 50, 60 years ago. So that means they haven't had a raven in that long. Let alone the teacher that was supposed to teach them is dead too. It's gone too. So now they got to find another adult raven that hasn't lost their mind, that is strong enough to be able to teach other ravens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
the only way. That's the only way. If I was to explain it away, that's the only thing I could think of.
But the thing I was trying to express also is that, like, if you look at it from that aspect, all right. So okay, if there's someone who's quote unquote in charge of teaching each quote unquote clique of group, right? And now we are if we establish that the generational chain has been broken, everyone still knows that, at least you figure everyone still knows of the different classes. Now, the question I'm going to say is that why is it that there isn't one? Is it one of those things like where because this is quote unquote just fell because the chain is broken and no one's there to teach the next generation? Or is it because it's one of those things like Jean Grey, they're worried about what the potential of the raven or dove is?
I think it's more so of a situation of like, I don't think they have different teachers to teach each different group. I think they have teachers there that are a part of each group, so that the group would have a like kind of an adult that they can turn to, because a werewolf isn't going to turn to a teacher that's a siren if they're having werewolf problems. You know what I mean? They're going to want to turn to another a more mature werewolf to help them out. Same thing with the sirens. They want to turn to a senior siren to help them out. So I don't think it was like they were picked as an art, like, all right, werewolves, you're all taught by werewolf teachers. Sirens are all taught by siren teachers. I think it's just like, hey, we have staff here that are able to help you with your situation. So they have a werewolf teacher that, if I'm understanding the way season 2 ended, she's a werewolf hybrid.
Say what?
The chick that Billy Piper plays, the teacher, the werewolf.
That's what I gathered also.
Yeah. If I'm making that connection right, yeah, she's a hybrid.
Yes, that might be true.
Yeah. And then apparently, so it really seemed like the whole story, the whole plot for season 2 was just them undermining a pyramid Ponzi scheme. Essentially, that's really what it was. That's what they were thwarting the entire time. There wasn't really too much spiritual danger going on besides Tyler getting out, going on a rampage, his mother, Isaac. They were the main point. I'm sorry, I take it back. Not really Dort. Dort was the side story of the whole season. The main story was Isaac, who was we cannot end this episode without talking about the introduction of Da Vinci's. Outcast Da Vinci's. We cannot end this episode without talking about Da Vinci's. Go ahead.
but this is one of the reasons why I was saying earlier when I was talking about, is it guidance or is it control? Like
Mm.
the whole thing with the Hydes is that a Hyde, quote unquote, needs a master. Now, whenever they talked about Jekyll and Hyde, it's supposed to be that Jekyll was supposed to be this everyday man, and then Hyde was supposed to be his true nature. Hyde was supposed to be every dark impulse, every negative thought. He was the pure. What I'm not trying to say. I don't want to say pure. He was the raw version of everything Jekyll wanted to do but couldn't. Right? So it's supposed to be the Hyde is the Hyde truly a quote unquote monster, or is the Hyde the repressed side of you that you don't show the world? Because everybody's got that part of them that they hide or stuff that they don't want to convey or show. So you know what I mean?
And that makes 100% sense if you put it that way, because one of the ways to people who are Hydes normally don't know that they're Hydes until one day something triggers them and essentially awakes that the Hyde in them, usually a traumatic event. You know what I mean? That pushes them that far.
Excuse me. Like the whole thing with the Hyde is like he's like I was saying is that he thought she was teaching him how to control what it was he was. But what was she doing but manipulating him? Same thing with Steve Buscemi's character. Like he conveyed acceptance and perseverance, for what he was truly doing was, like you said, it was this elaborate Ponzi scheme. It was all about controlling a quote unquote narrative. That has been, I think, an overall message of the series, that don't confuse control with guidance. Like
that was her big problem when it came to Principal Weems in general, because Weems was like, you could have came to me, you could have told me and talked to me about it. She's like, yeah, last time I checked, trust and guidance really wasn't our relationship.
Exactly.
But
I agree.
That's her issue, period, though. Like, look at her relationship with her parents.
Yeah.
That's just a thing, period. And it's like, how can I put this? You got to look at it as no different as you drawing an arrow top. Like the second you pull it back, you can aim it as much as you want. The second you let it go, it's got to go. That's basically the scenario. It's like that girl's a guided missile. All right, once she's locked it at a target, she's not stopping until she hits it. So I think the whole thing is that she wants to be the one pushing the little red button opposed to everybody else around her.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again,
ooh, that's a good way of putting it.
Because again, if you're not in control of yourself, what are you really in control of? Because there's nothing else in this world that you really control other than yourself.
Very true.
You know, and I definitely feel like that's really Wednesday's thing, especially in this. The more someone tries to pull the reins on her, the more she pulls back. And she'll pull back as far as she fucking needs to, no matter the collateral. As long as it makes a point saying, I'm in control, not you. She doesn't care who gets caught in the crossfire or whatever the other ramifications, because she's like, whatever comes of it, I'm Wednesday fucking Addams. I can handle it. Nothing can stop me because I don't want to be stopped.
I believe that last scene that we see in season 2, when Wednesday's grandmother is back in her home and she goes downstairs. And she unlocks the door, and Aunt Ophelia's there in a cell, locked away, when the entire rest of the family thinks that Aunt Ophelia is gone.
Yeah.
I believe, I think that Aunt Ophelia had a premonition of Wednesday's death, and the grandmother locked her away in fear, like, of her other daughter, because she knows that Wednesday is loved by her.
I think that definitely might be it. I think she on some, we don't talk about Bruno type shit. She saw I agree with you. I think she saw a vision, she saw a premonition that's too dangerous to tell for anyone to hear.
Yeah.
And so her mother locked her away and said, "Oh, she died." Which is crazy because now I want to know what it is. If the shit was that dangerous that you felt like nobody can know about this shit, nobody can know this secret, that you literally lock someone away and fake their death, so nobody comes looking and nobody comes knocking.
Yeah.
I feel like a whole lot of this Wednesday shit is sins of the father.
Well, sins of the mother.
Yeah, I was just about to, because again, if you look at it, the whole shit with the gate with the gate situation, right? It was, her parents that, air quote murked the one dude. That's why Laurel thought it was an outcast that killed him. In reality, it was him that killed himself. And then the situation with Isaac. They didn't kill Isaac. Isaac killed himself. He blew himself up, essentially. Because out of self-defense, he was essentially sacrificing Gomez. And Morticia, in the process of sabotaging and shut down the machine, blew it up, which coincidentally killed him. All right.
Yeah.
So, in the end, Wednesday is really doing a lot of cleanup work here. A lot of fucking cleanup work here while also trying to deal with her own shit.
And we learn the family secret of Thing, where Thing comes from.
Oh, yeah. I honestly thoroughly fucking enjoyed that little tidbit there. What about you, Triage?
Yeah, I definitely thought that was humorous because she says in the first season, like, where's the rest of him? And she's like, I have no idea. It's actually one of the best kept family secrets.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was one of the Addams Family secrets.
I think.
Oh, mysteries. No, one of the Addams Family mysteries, because it wasn't because technically they didn't know either. They found out. They kind of put it together afterwards.
Well, the parents knew.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they knew like after a while, but even they said they're like, it was just a severed hand, and then we kind of pieced it together that, oh shit, that's his severed hand. Oh. And he didn't have any memory. He was a nice guy, so we said, why fuck it up for him? That's like, damn. All right, I'm gonna end it on. I gotta end it on this. That's like niggas going to fight Hitler, then blowing him up with his mustache. Wait, I'm not done. Let me finish. Let me finish. It's like they go to fight Hitler. He gets blown up, but his mustache comes off and somehow becomes sentient. And they're like, well, and the mustache doesn't know who he was, where he came from, and shit like that. But they're like, the mustache is a pretty nice guy. We can keep him.
The mustache.
I don't know how this analogy popped into your
mustache. Head. Oh my god.
That is crazy.
But yeah, but they're like, oh, he's a nice guy. Let's not fuck it up for him. He don't need to know that he came from a monster. The mustache is a nice guy.
I mean, I get it.
Like, come on. All right, fine. You don't like that analogy. Okay, how about this one? Right? That's like...
No, I'm just going to say no ahead of time.
No. No, that's like, okay, that's like a chick getting pregnant by a dude, right? She has the baby, but the dude ends up being the dude's a really fucked up guy. He's a really, really bad guy, right? But she's like, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna tell the kid who their father is because they don't need to know. They don't need to know. They're innocent in this. You know what I mean? They're innocent in this. They don't need to know the bullshit that they came from. Is that better?
I
That better?
mean, a little bit, yeah.
What do you? Is it? Do I get the stamp of approval from you, Triage?
Nah, I'm just gonna sit over here in silence. I'm just gonna stay in my corner and I'm just gonna listen to this show.
I mean, like, is that one not better?
Oh God, I don't. Listen, man. I don't think we can compare the right hand to the devil and say that because it's not attached to the devil no more that it's all right.
But if the right hand of the devil is over here working in the city mission and shit, helping old
guys,
ladies across the street,
listen,
donating to fucking charity,
help me out here.
making make-a-wishes come true.
Who was the guy that built the Sentinels? Beauregard Trask, all right? So if Trask loses a hand, and somehow his hand gets reanimated by another mutant's powers, and Xavier brings that hand home, and that...
He fucking did it with Wolverine.
Oh, God.
He did it with Weapon X.
I can't.
Oh, come on now. Wolverine did some fucked up shit. He couldn't remember. Xavier was like, come on.
No. That's all propaganda. That's all. That's not the same because a lot of that fucking crazy shit they did in hindsight. All right, that shit that they wrote in the last few years, like, oh, we're gonna make up more of a fucked up individual. This whole thing with him being anti-normie to become no. All right, and while I would like to say Thing has had the best of intentions, all right, some of the worst things imaginable I've done with the best of intentions. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, but what has he done? The entire time he been telling Wednesday, bitch, sit down, you bugging. The whole show, telling her no, don't go out there into the woods, don't track down the goddamn monster.
Listen, she had a thing drinking. Even
she had that man popping shot bottles. He was slumped over in his own little cubby shit. That man Thing been through it. Bro, he died in the first season. Fester had to bring him back. He got jigged.
Stabbed
shit, yeah.
Stabbed in the back.
Yeah, stabbed from behind. The cowards. All that man Thing has been doing this whole time is trying to be a good part of the family. That was what that was his whole side story. But another thing that I enjoyed about the second season is the fact that they had like quite a few little side stories going on there that all ended up connecting together.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Because
that was cool.
Yeah, they had the main story arc, which was no, I don't know. Like everything felt like it was all a side story that culminated into one big story in the end. On the other hand, like first season, there was a main story, like the main thing of her trying to, well, no, this one was no, I don't know, man. It just really everything felt like it was like multiple separate stories that came into one. Because we had the Isaac storyline, we had the Tyler storyline come back from last season, right? Then on top of that, we had what was the other one? The avian chick, the birds that the people that were taking outcast abilities and trying to give them to humans. Yeah, that storyline.
That was some real wild. Listen, man, I had a lot of mixed feelings on that. I'm not sure if I could wrap my head around that one.
I did too. I still that's one thing I really couldn't really follow. I didn't really follow too well.
That was some real get out shit for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, heavy. Because she was a normie. She gave herself avian powers, which means she killed an avian normie to take his power and took his powers by taking his powers. His or her.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's fucking insane. Then we had the Principal Dort storyline, and then we had Bianca's mother with the morning song.
Yeah.
That's 5 different storylines right there that all end up connecting into one and all having commonality.
Yeah.
Right?
It's pretty unique.
Isaac you find out that wait, Pugsley Zombie. Let's not forget Pugsley Zombie, which is pretty much the start of it all, right? You end up finding out Pugsley Zombie happens to be the uncle of Tyler, who shit. Where was the other connection? Like everything ends up connected in one way, shape, or form to the other. And it is absolutely insane. And it's insane. Actually, matter of fact, it all starts back from the beginning where they tell the newbies like Pugsley and them that the story about the dude about pretty much Isaac's story about how he gets blown up out of the tower, about Iago Tower, and he is buried underneath the skull shaped tree. And you can still hear his heart ticking. That's really where it all begins.
Yep.
And all roads from there on back all point back to that story.
All of the major events that happened, definitely.
Yep. You find out that Tyler's mother, we've been knew that Tyler's mother was a Hyde. You know what I mean, from the first season, right? But we are all under the impression that she's dead. Come to find out that she's alive inside of and being experimented on in the same place that Tyler is actually locked up in. So that's also wild right there. Mother and son are locked up in the same place, yet have no clue that each other is there. So like it all ends up tying together, and I felt like that was really dope writing, really good, really creative writing. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this series overall in a whole?
I loved it. I really did. I think it's a brilliant new show that has come out at a really good time in the world right now, I feel like. Especially with everything going on.
Yeah. 100%. I can definitely see that.
I agree. That they have shown a lot of representation of different monsters in a more modern take, where things are not quite as good as they could be, but they are showing that they have made improvements towards bettering society.
Yeah. 100%. For me, I 100% agree with both of you guys. I thoroughly enjoyed this show. I cannot wait for season 3. I cannot wait to see, because what it looks like this is the final Addams mystery here, the mystery of Aunt Ophelia, the final mystery here that's going to be revealed in this, but that's not to say we don't find out other things, like other secrets don't come to light as well. So I'm very interested to see what they're going to do next. If it does come to a point, I would definitely love to, maybe either go to a con, that if Jen is at a con or Jenna Ortega's at a con or something, or maybe even have her on the show. I would love to, and just to talk about her creative process with this character, and with this show, because again, I'm gonna say this, man, fucking Tim Burton don't miss.
No, he does not.
Tim Burton don't fucking miss. When this motherfucker shoots, it's swish every time. Tim Burton is a Steph Curry of film, I swear. I swear. Because that's the thing. You don't get a lot of Tim Burton movies. But when he does a movie, you know. You
do.
But yeah, man. This has been great. It feels great to be back. I definitely had a lot of fun being able to sit here, and dive into this. And unfortunately, we yet again went beyond what we were planning on doing, but also makes sense. We got to catch people up on what we've been doing and stuff like that. Since the break, during the break and stuff, we definitely went over the time that we were trying to, but as long as we had a good time, that's all that fucking matters. Man. So remember, I'm Power Maximus. We're here with Lord Triage, Jason M40. We are the TSB crew. We will be seeing you guys again every Sunday. We're pushing the time back to 6 p.m. Today we went a little bit later due to technical difficulties. But we're trying to do 6 p.m. Trying to bring it to 6 p.m. for y'all, because we got some friends that are also doing some other podcast. They're doing their podcasts around this time. So we want to be able to, check in on them and see how they're doing. But yeah, this has been the Super Breakdown. We talked about Wednesday. Please tune in every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Power Maximus, Lord Triage, Jason M40. We love y'all. Tune in next week as we go over Eel Bard Thon.
The biggest hater.
The biggest hater. Like I really feel like Eobard is the king of petty.
Ooh, that's good.
Eobard is the literal king of fucking petty. There's nobody more petty than him. The shit that he's done, just out of hate. I've never hated somebody as much as Eobard Thon hates Barry Allen.
Big facts.
I've never, and if I ever hated someone that much, man, like John Wick don't hate niggas that much. But yeah, so tune in. I got some shit to say about Eobard Thon, about Reverse Flash. Okay, hold up. So when it comes to Eobard, are we doing Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom? How we?
Let's touch all bases. Why not?
All bases. Cool. All right, y'all. So we'll see y'all next week. Tune in. We're gonna have a good time, and let's take a look at our intro one more time.
Power Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom, chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches through his threads of the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind.
Like the story of Dracula, or at least his origin story, as a tragedy.
Super breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg's exposed. Marvel the DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. With the narrators of myths.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, shapeshifter.
We dig for the gems,
shapeshifter.
open the doors. It's the super breakdown, we're cracking the code.
Let's touch on Blackheart real quick. We just some shit and give.
From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride.
Oh man, that looks so good. Love you guys. Peace. I'll see you two next week. All right.
Peace out.
Later.
Power Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom, chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches through his threads of the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind. It's a super breakdown, we're cracking the code. Heroes and villains, we lighten the load.